Hey, you guys, how are you?
Good, in Frankfurt. So the JDXA is here, finally.
The JDXA is here. I'm really happy to be able to show it here at Frankfurt 2015. It's the big brother of the JDXI, our most advanced digital technology, DSP technology, and analog technology. 4 parts analog. They can be run in each part independent, or they can be polyphonic mode, or we also have 4 parts digital. We have, for the analog oscillators, the analog parts, we have 2 oscillators, pulse width for each.
Is that on all waves?
Yes. And no, not on all waves, I'm sorry. Only on the square. And then we also have the analog and digital filter. We also have the analog amplifier and the real-time effects. Now each part has its own individual effects and as well as these real-time effects. Now we can have the digital part and the analog part go through the filters in any way you want. They can cross-pollinate, however you want to route them. It's very, very cool, very slick. If you want to use the digital effects, you can. Or if you want to keep the analog signal pure, you can go out the analog output in the back and you're good to go. In any way that you want to do it, you can do it. So it's really nice to have this type of technology so you can have the best of both worlds. You know, we got like, you know, I like to think of it as like the analog part is like the work boots, put on your jeans, get to work, and the digital part is like the nice coat and the nice tie, and you have a great wardrobe. So you have a great sound palette, and they work very, very well together.
So what's going on with the analog filters? There's been a lot of questions about what they are.
Well, we have the 4-pole filter, we have the transistor filter, we have the multi-mode filter, and we also have an additional high-pass filter. So they sound really warm. It's very nice, and the envelopes are also very crisp, very, very tight.
So I guess we better have a listen to something.
Let's listen to it for sure.
Awesome.
Nice, right?
So how much of that was analog and how much is it the Supernatural engine?
I would say that was probably about 75% analog. All of the tracks, everything that you're listening to was coming from the JDXA, except for the drums. Now there's eight parts of this step sequencing, TR type sequencing, or real-time sequencing that you can use, but there's no real drum sounds in here. It's really all about just the analog sound and the digital sounds.
And has the sequencer got swing on this one? Is there swing on this guy?
There's not a swing, no.
So it's also, did I see it had CV control as well?
Yes, it does, yeah, 2 as well.
Right, and that's to control the analog voices, or
yes,
is that input and output?
It's the analog voice, yes.
And what's the polyphony for the Supernatural side?
It's 64 voices of polyphony total. So yeah, so it's very full. You know, it's nice, and the thing is that we have the analog side, which is the 4 voices, and then the rest is for the supernatural side.
Have you got any kind of just pure analog voices that we could listen to?
Oh, sure, of course.
In their
Of course.
solo.
Okay, for instance, like, let's take a listen to this. Now, I have this, again, we can run these in polystack mode, where I can have four voices of polyphony, or I can run them independently and they're on 4 separate MIDI channels. So right now, I'm gonna play just like this nice big pad, only analog. Really nice is that I can put a little bit of digital fairy dust on top of that. And what's really cool about this is that I can bring on each voice if I want, and edit that independently, add more voices, or I can edit them all together and I can do everything on.
So that means the front panel would then cover the entirety, analog and digital together?
Yes, completely. Same thing for the digital side as well. Yes. Yeah, and you know what's really nice is I could saturate this, you know, this super soft sound that Roland is so famous for, you know? Also, there's a very cool, this is another analog sound, that it's utilizing the arpeggiator. Now I listen. Really crank it. Detune the oscillators a little bit.
You can run analog through digital filters.
Yes, and vice versa. Yeah.
Because on the XI, you've just got that.
Right. You have 2 separate paths. This way, you can cross-pollinate everything. Everything is completely routable.
And what about in terms of interfacing with the computer? Has it got the same audio MIDI? What's the?
Yeah, you can go audio MIDI, audio USB MIDI, USB audio as well.
How many channels of USB
It's just
audio?
2. It's going to be stereo right now. Yeah.
Oh.
You know what's really nice is you can also have the resonance. The resonant filter is great. You know, I can go real pure. It really squeals if you need it to. Now this is also very cool. Let me play you some tracks. Now I have 4 tracks coming in via MIDI from Logic, and then I'm just going to tweak those and some LFO stuff too. That's very, very interesting.
Something cool to show ya. I got something cool to show ya. Something cool to show ya. I got something cool to show ya. Something cool to show ya. I got something cool to show ya. Something cool to show ya. I got something cool to show you.
It's nice to have that real thick analog sound with the effects too. It's very, very cool.
And definitely, is there the kind of stuff in there for the live performer to work
It's
on?
really wonderful that we have. The thing that I like about with this, you can have everything set up as favorites, so you can have all your favorite sounds right at a button push away. But I really like the effects, you know, because it's all real time. Of course, you can have different effects for each. You can select the effect, and you have the amount. Plus, you have reverb and delay, and the amount of delay. There's also a very, very high quality vocoder with here in this as well.
Do we know when this is going to be available and those kind of things?
Yeah, I don't know exactly the exact date, but we're looking at like the end in the middle of the summer, I believe. Not 100% sure.